and of the people. We are a nation that has a government, not the other way around. And this makes us special among the nations of the earth. Our government has no power except that granted it by the people. It is made up of men and women who raise our food, patrol our streets, man our mines and factories, teach our children, keep our homes, and heal us when we're sick. Professionals, industrialists, shopkeepers, clerks, cabbies, and truck drivers. They are, in short, we the people. Their patriotism is quiet but deep. Their values sustain our national life. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever. We will maintain sufficient strength to prevail if need be, knowing that if we do so, we have the best chance of never having to use that strength. Above all, we must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. Well, I believe we, the Americans of today, are ready to act worthy of ourselves, ready to do what must be done to ensure happiness and liberty for ourselves, our children, and our children's children. We are a nation under God, and I believe God intended for us to be free. From time to time, we've been tempted to believe that society has become too complex to be managed by self-rule, that government by an elite group is superior to government for, by, and of the people. We are a nation that has a government, not the other way around. And this makes us special among the nations of the earth. Our government has no power except that granted it by the people. It is made up of men and women who raise our food, patrol our streets, man our mines and factories, teach our children, keep our homes, and heal us when we're sick. Professionals, industrialists, shopkeepers, clerks, cabbies, and truck drivers. They are, in short, we the people. Their patriotism is quiet but deep.
Mhm. Fucking did. Look at him. What'd you do? What'd you do? Uh,
Don't die on me now.
Don't die on me, Ricky Bobby.
Okay, you're coming through.
Coming through. Welcome in, peoples. Welcome in. Let me get some videos together.
You got a lot of echo in the background.
Yeah, I know it's going to be this way until I get my stuff
More
up.
stuff on the walls.
I have it, but I just got to put it up. And like I said, I haven't had time. I think there's a way to filter out that.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Echo. All right. So how are you? How are you? How you been?
Good, man. Good. Episode 4,
Good.
yeah. Patriot
Huh?
Discourse. Episode 4, Patriot Discourse.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. I don't think there's a way to do it, and it's saying like your audio monitor is on and stuff like that. How's your internet been?
Phenomenal. I'm running at 60
Good.
FPS on the stream
Cool.
with 8 kbps now. 8K, 8,000, 8,500 kbps.
Nice.
It's
Wait for
running
people to
good.
get in here.
People have been telling me it looks crisp as shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Still waiting for you to send me the stuff for my camera. You see what's back here?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. America.
America. Let me see if I can find us some videos to start us off here. Oh, I wanted to talk about some force doctrine. You want to talk about some force doctrine?
What you got?
So, it's my belief that rights are arbitrary. They're made up. We don't actually have rights.
Well, no, it's kind of. It's kind of. I mean, it's true because if you look right behind you, right on those rights walls, there's
Mm-hmm.
laws. There's laws that the government has passed and enacted that infringe upon almost half of those rights on that wall. So technically, no, we do not have rights, but we are still one of the freest countries there is.
No. I get it, but like
So I don't think they can
rights,
technically
rights.
be arbitrary to technically we
Well,
do have
no,
some.
no, no. I'm saying like rights are enforced by force. That's it. So, for an example, and this is what I've been learning. Let's just hypothetically say that like if we wanted to take rights away from women, there's nothing they could do to stop that as men because we monopolize force. If that makes sense. Bless you, bless you. Whew. Want me to just try to enlighten you?
Uh,
I'll play a video for you.
No, I mean it makes sense to an extent, but I don't see how
Like,
rights
women
are
only have,
enforced by law.
not by law, by force.
I don't see
That's
how
it.
rights are enforced by force.
What? How aren't they?
Because, I mean, I don't have to force my Second Amendment. I don't have to force my Fourth Amendment. I don't have to force my First Amendment. What
No,
amendments
no,
are we
no,
talking
no,
about?
no. I'm saying
Rights.
that the men enforce rights. Like, for example, like women couldn't do anything like without men. So, like, basically, for women to have the right to have an abortion, men allow that.
Okay, yeah.
Because if not, they
But
can't enforce
they don't
the
do anything
they.
to stop it either. So
Well, yeah, but I'm saying they can't enforce them. Like, we're stronger in every capacity. So the end game is that, like, if men took away rights of women, there's nothing that they could do to stop that because they can't push force onto us.
yeah,
Called the
I can agree with you.
force doctrine. It's called the force doctrine. It's just it's a belief that rights are only they're fictitious, and because like men enforce those rights, nobody else. I'm blowing your mind now because yeah, I know that it's hard to understand because
I feel like
everybody
it's
just assumes
overcomplicated.
right. Well, it's not though. It's really not though. Like the minute that feminists say they have rights and they're equal rights and all this, they really don't have any. Men allow them to have them.
Yeah, I can see that.
And like I said, we'll just watch a video. Because I'd like to touch on this a little bit, so you could kind of see what I'm talking about, and then we could do whatever. Doesn't matter.
A what
Um,
video?
yeah, let me send it to you. Uh, Okay. Send this to you. Should I do it, or does it matter who does it?
I don't think it matters. Are you able to see it? No, I'm using a different window.
Okay, yeah. Click on that.
Would you be? Are you able to hear it and see it?
When you click it, maybe.
If you have ED, you might need to work on your
If
mental
you have
game.
ED,
When you're aroused, your brain releases dopamine.
Right? You would agree that that's
Oh, I won't be able to hear it, right?
not unless you're watching the stream. So we'll have to share screen like we normally
Yeah,
do.
yeah. Let me do that. I'll just do that. Here, I'll do it. Let me go here.
Yeah, that's my other PC that we were on.
Yeah. Click watch
critical
stream.
to a society. So while I don't believe in the construction of rights
Oh,
because
why
they
is that
don't
one not
really
working?
exist absent force,
Why is that not working?
So yeah, I do think that law and the
Does that
enforcement of
work?
law and rights and the enforcement of rights or duties and the enforcement of duties
For
are
me.
critical to a society. So
Okay.
speaking past each other, when you define feminism, would you
we
define
go.
it as the pursuance of egalitarianism between men and women?
Yes.
No other real qualifiers?
Not for me. I do think it's difficult to define because I think that everyone kind of has their own definition. So when talking about it, it's difficult to
What's
like
Squirmy?
discuss feminism as like a monolithic
Squirm,
thing.
Squirm?
But yeah, I think that's a good working definition.
If it's a movement towards egalitarianism, this would imply that there was not egalitarianism, and so feminism was set in opposition to patriarchy.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree with
Okay,
that.
so that's an entailment we can agree to.
Yeah.
So I'd like to start with a basic argument before I move to larger arguments. My first argument, my first objection, is what I call an equal force objection. Men are the enforcement arm of society. And because they are the enforcers of rights, and I don't believe that rights exist as an objective standard, but rather they're a social construction of the mind, what I think we actually have is what's called force, right? So force are rights. That's all rights really can be, because the entailment of a right is it's only as good as who can enforce it.
Right.
I do not believe that women can enforce their own rights and that only men can enforce their rights. And so therefore I do not believe egalitarianism is possible, nor should it be something that we move towards.
So you think that men are the enforcement arm in the sense that they enforce rights or our conception of rights, or are you arguing that they're the enforcement arm as in like they're enforcing law and order?
Well, let's
rule of
back
law?
up to make sure that we're not speaking past each other again.
Okay.
So rights, you would agree, are not a tangible thing, but they're just a conception. They're
I agree with
a
that.
social construction.
Yes.
So if you are to have a right, an entitlement, absent a duty, if we can define a right as that, then
Entitlement
what you're
and
really
absent a
talking
duty.
about is force. You're talking about having force to make sure that you have this entitlement. That would be necessary. And so when I'm talking about force, I'm saying that men have the monopoly on force. And because they have a monopoly on force, anytime they so choose, they can take the rights away from women, but it's never possible the other way around.
That makes sense?
I guess I would disagree that rights are only upheld through force. Like in this day and age, I think that it's easy to say that hypothetically men could turn against women and use like brute strength and brute force to take away rights, but I think that
Sorry.
it's okay. I think that we have a pretty
Are you mocking her, Brian?
a pretty well-founded legal system that we used to uphold rights, or our conception of rights. I think I would disagree that rights are only force. I do agree that they are a social construction.
Your legal
and
system is force.
I mean, the legal system, yes, it's
is force.
It's coercion, but I
Well,
think
no, it's not just coercion. It's force. So
Yeah.
if absent you doing whatever the legal system determines you must do, what is the remedy?
I mean that's a good point. I just think that. Do you think that rights are enforced like physically? Like, do you think
Yes.
that men? Okay.
He's like,
Could you
yes.
Could you give me an example of that? Because I think
Look
I don't
at
really
that- look at-
fully
look at-
If you
understand.
Like a
want to
ninja
make an
fall
appeal
asleep.
that your rights are in some way
No.
Gotta tape your
being
eyes
taken
open.
away from you, or your rights in some way are being violated, who would you make the appeal to?
Supreme Court? I don't know.
And so let's assume whoever you make this appeal to on a court agrees with you. They're going to be able to use the power of their office to appeal to brute force in order to defend or take your right away. So if I want to send you to prison, I'm taking your rights away, right? Does that require force? Physical force.
Yes,
And
I would
does
say
it
that,
require physical force to keep you there?
yeah, I would say that taking someone to prison and keeping someone in prison does require physical force. But I mean, I guess like abortion rights. It's a very like recent. I fail to see how like the right to get an abortion, maybe not the right, because obviously punishing someone who performs an illegal abortion involves taking someone to prison, but how is the right to an abortion upheld by physical force?
Well, because if if you go to get an abortion, okay, and somebody comes in to stop you from getting an abortion, meaning they're going to stop you from exercising that right, if that's a right you believe you have, wouldn't you make an appeal to men with guns to come in and stop them from stopping you from doing that?
Okay, I think I understand what you mean now. I think I didn't fully understand what you mean. But, I mean, in that case, women can train to use weaponry and use guns. I mean, we have weaponry now that can kind of fill the gap between men and women's.
Everything comes down to actual physical force. And let me explain what I mean. There's not one time in history ever that you can point to where women have been able to collectively use force in order to dominate men. However, every point in history I can almost point to where men can and have done that. And the opposite cannot be true. Meaning that if men in even small collectives decide to take the rights away from women, there's not actually anything women can do about it. However, if women mildly and collectively, or in a small or large collective, try to take the rights away from men, there is something they can do about that.
But I do think that would require somehow taking weaponry out of the picture. I mean, but
you don't need to take weaponry out of the picture. Weapons require strength to use. Those who are strong can use them better. Not only that, field equipment weighs a lot, right? Equipment in general weighs a lot. You also have the endurance problem, the skeletal problems. You have the heat regulation problems. The distinctions between men and women are incredible. And so when you look at a force applicator, men have a monopoly on force. By the way, I can demonstrate this pretty easy. Western nations have become more egalitarian than they ever have been. You would agree, right?
Yeah.
But who still stays predominantly in these enforcement positions?
I mean, predominantly, yes, but
Why?
Women... Well, obviously, I totally agree with you that there is a physical difference between men and women, and they are stronger. But I do think that the gap is significantly smaller with weaponry. I don't think it's fully, brought to an equal playing field. But I mean,
in other words, if men have weapons and women have weapons, women lose.
I mean, yeah, but there are women in law enforcement.
Yes.
There are female prison wardens.
There's always going to be
COs,
outliers.
things like that. So
And they are, and while there are some exceptional women, I agree, who can be inside of positions like this, there are some exceptional women. Maybe one day we'll have that first female Navy SEAL. Maybe it'll happen. Okay, it hasn't happened yet, but one day there will be an exceptional Navy SEAL, badass G.I. Jane type chick who can wear the skin-tight leather with the hand grenades and do the ninja kicks. But those are going to be exceptional cases.
I agree that they are exceptional cases, but you're saying, so men are the default enforcement arm of rights, of legal rights.
Default,
but there are women
software.
in those positions,
What
so
you mean?
I fail to see. And
Because
they are
men
What'd
can
you say?
take them away from them collectively whenever they so choose. And they have no recourse, but men always do, which is force.
What'd you say?
collectively sure, but I mean, there are still exceptions to that. So there are women in those positions, and by and large, men are stronger than women, but there are weak men and there are strong women. And I feel that, I mean, the exceptions to those cases do present a problem.
But even weaker men, even much weaker men, are still usually stronger than even average women. And
I
this
agree
is
with that.
this is the problem with equalization. For instance, if you were to have a prison, okay, or let's try this a different way. Let's say that you were a general in the armed forces, and you had a special forces unit which was compiled of 100% women and one that was compiled of 100% men. And you had a job which you absolutely had to get done. It was critical. It was mission critical. Who would you turn it over to?
I would turn it over to a man.
You turn it over to the men because they would be much more excellent performing those duties than women, right?
Yeah, and I can totally agree with you on that. But I do think that the presence of women in those positions, I mean, they are present in those positions. And also, I guess my question would be, do you think that the enforcement of rights is the most important part of a well-functioning society? Like, do you think that is...
The enforcement of law and order is critical to society. So the Greeks said, without law, there is no freedom, right? You would agree that that's probably true. I don't see how you could really descend into anarchy and have actual freedom. It would just end up in like a slave eat slave
Right.
oppressive,
Yeah.
this type of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think that law and the enforcement of law and rights and the enforcement of rights, or duties and the enforcement of duties, are critical to a society. So while I don't believe in the construction of rights because they don't really exist absent force, I do understand that having some kind of core belief towards something can be useful in keeping a cohesive society together. But I don't believe that women are capable of doing that. And so because they're not equal, they cannot be equal because of this. I don't understand why they should have equal rights to vote, why they should have equal rights to men, if they are not in the position where they can actually enforce their own rights, and only men can.
I guess I fail to see how, okay, women cannot physically enforce their own rights, leads to
Because
women
who are
should
they-
not have
sorry.
equal rights, or an egalitarian society
very
is not possible
respectful
because
to let
I
her
mean, even the
speak,
way
you
you
know?
said it, law and order is only one critical aspect of a well-functioning society. So if that's only one critical aspect, then how can you say, well, this one aspect and the fact that men are going to dominate this one aspect, they're not going to be the sole, that women will exist, but men will dominate this one aspect. How can you say that
Because they're
is
always going to
proof
be
that-
making the appeal to men for those rights, and there's no way around it. And so men can collectively take the rights away from women, period. They just can. There's nothing that women can do about this. So egalitarianism in and of itself would just be an illusion. It would literally be a lie. You would be walking around saying that you're equal with men. You have equality with them,
Oh,
but at the
no.
same time, necessary.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I agree. Not really
Okay.
much else to say, but I agree with it.
Yeah. So, do we want to move on to which society would be better, a Christian society or a Muslim society?
No, because
There's actual an argument over this. That's what's crazy right now.
I don't see
the-
that. I don't see there being much of an argument.
So this is the argument that is heard on that side, is that
Keep going. I'm listening.
they're more traditionalists. You know what I mean? And their women aren't promiscuous like in Christian culture. Like they don't allow OnlyFans and stuff like that. So there's an argument to be made that, well, they're claiming that Christians allow for too much promiscuous behavior and stuff like that versus more traditional, I guess, Muslims' beliefs, if that makes sense. I can find it here.
Yeah, that's wild.
Hold on a second.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello, welcome back. I'm seeing if we can find that view. Hold on.
Look at that beautiful day.
Oh, Caitlin Bennett, man, she went crazy. Oh, there she is. I see her back there.
Oh god, Kylie, Joe, go.
Yep.
Go.
Huh? Go out of there. We're gonna get demonetized. Yeah, we're not monetized. Oh yeah, I told you, gate, man, gates, baby gates,
No.
electric prod, cow prod, cattle prod.
Cattle prod. No, ma'am.
Let me see. we go.
I had to make this a short one today. Well, shorter than we've
Really?
been doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the past few times we've gone over a couple of hours, haven't we?
Well, you could justify it all you want, but I'm with you.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm on board with whatever you want to do.
Oh. No. We're gonna watch some videos, the Second Amendment stuff.
Sure.
I still can't believe that it's actually delayed a Muslim society ever. Look at the Muslim society. Look at most of them. Look at 80% of it.
Well, that same guy just destroys the belief. Here, I mean, hold on one second. I'm gonna back up. All right, here we go. I'll put this up for us. Go ahead, click watch stream.
Red, European Catholics are green, Latin America in light blue, and Islamic countries in gray. On the x-axis, countries that value individual self-expression and autonomy are further right on the graph. On the y-axis, countries that are more secular are higher up. The ones that have more traditional values are lower. So you can see in the bottom left, there are the Islamic countries that are more traditional, whereas the Christian countries are more secular and value individual autonomy. How about belief in God? Muslim countries show higher religiosity and belief in God than Christian ones. For example, Pew Research asked people in different countries if they believe in God. For nearly all the Muslim countries, the number was 100%, to such an extent that Pew concluded that nearly all Muslims surveyed believe in God. Another Pew data set shows Muslim countries, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Malaysia, at the top of global belief rankings, while Christian countries are split with Kenya, Ghana, and the Philippines high, but the US, Spain, and France low. What about religiosity? On this map, all Muslim countries are dark purple, showing the largest share of religious followers. Christian countries, except Latin America, are much lower, like the US, Europe, and Russia. Pew studied how important religion is to people's lives. And for Muslim countries, they're dark yellow, indicating 80 to 100% of people saying religion is very important to them, while most Christian countries are much lower in gray and blue. The 2024 Integrated Values Survey confirms this. In majority Muslim countries like Indonesia and Egypt, over 97% say religion is very important, whereas in Christian countries like Mexico, the US, Russia, and Germany, religion matters far less. Another key metric is religious switching. Pew shows Christianity in red has the largest net loss of followers, while Islam in green has the highest net gain from conversions. I think you're pretty behind on the slides.
It's up and rising.
Yeah, there it is.
Muslim
now
faith.
let's look at
That's
family
because they
and gender
outbreed
roles.
us
Muslim
4-1.
societies have higher rates of marriage than Christian societies. Notice how the percentage of married individuals of both Muslim women and men, indicated by the red and blue arrows, is higher than Christians.
Wait till you hear
since
this.
Christians are more likely to delay or forego marriage.
All right, you get the idea. You get the idea, okay?
Areas. First,
That he believes that
Christianity, they happen overnight. This compromised individuals' framework that governs everything.
If I were
okay.
The fun thing about debate is you get to actually get in the mind of your opponent. What?
Oh my God.
Oh. The fun thing about debate is you get to actually get in the mind of your opponent. You get to study and dissect the things that they say and believe. After watching Daniel for hours, a few things became obvious. The first, he's a far better Muslim apologist than I am a Christian apologist, that's for sure. But he's far weaker on politics than myself and the nature of the world. The second is that he's an above average debater, but he ain't quite God tier. See, if I were Daniel and fighting from his worldview, I'd point out Christianity is fractured and weak, that Christianity is totally incapable of fighting back against the degeneracy of our time. Its impotence has led to social categories of degeneracy at levels nobody could have predicted, especially with the advent of the internet. I would point out Muslim societies don't work that way, that Muslims have feminism and degens under control, that everything in modern day Christians in the West are fighting for against
1 second, guys. How you been, Squirm? Hanging in there?
Hopefully, she is locked down for a second. My wife's sick, so I'm taking care of the kids. In turn.
No, I get it. Get it. All right, ready?
Yeah.
You got this. Is going to get really good. You're going to like this.
Degeneracy Islam has already achieved in their lands. That's what I would do if I were Daniel. When talking about which is better for society, Islam or Christianity, this becomes a powerful argument. But I'd go a step further if I were Daniel. I'd also say my opponent will argue like an atheist progressive that Andrew Wilson, the guy who promotes anti-feminist and egalitarian doctrine, is going to sit up here and act like an egalitarian progressive and cry about Islam being mean to the women and cry about Islam not being very nice to the gays. Well, you were fucking wrong. Sadly for Daniel, while this tactic would normally be effective against a sewing circle Christian, I'm not part of that cast, sir. Now, let me get into my argument for why Christianity makes better societies than Islam, and it's pretty simple. Islamic societies breed an inbred population. Next slide, please. Muslim inbreeding has been occurring at a high rate for about 1,400 years since the early Islamic period, encompassing most of the land still occupied by Islam today. It spread from the 8th to the 15th century, moved into Persia, North Africa, South Asia, where it remains and has created some of the dumbest fucking human beings on planet Earth. The most common type of inbreeding is first cousin marriage. The rates of first cousin marriage in comparison to Christian nations is staggeringly high, even in comparison to regions occupied by Arab Christians. When a nation has both Christians and Muslims, Muslims are often double or higher than Christians. Example, India, Lebanon. Next slide, please. Muslim inbreeding. Oh, sorry about that. Pakistan at 65%. 65%, meaning more likely than not, you're having sex with your cousin, and if you're not, you're the weird one. Okay?
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
For the low IQ members of MDD, that means
There's
these
a correlation
people are more
to inbred
likely than
IQ.
not having sex with their aunts or uncles' children. Saudi Arabia, 50 to 58%, with an average 76 IQ. Who would have thunk it? UAE, 54%, 82 IQ. The crown jewel of the Arab world, you are more likely than not to be banging your first cousin. Iran, 40%, 80 IQ. Yemen, 45%, 62.9 IQ. Qatar, 30%, 80.8 IQ. Now, we're going to continue, right? Oman, 36%, 78. Syria, 39%, 74 IQ. Turkey, 25%, 86 IQ. Jordan, 32%, 80 IQ. Egypt, 32%, 76 IQ. It goes on and on and on, and it just never gets better. Next slide, please. Thank you. Compared to Christian countries.
Are you still there?
Let's take a look.
Yeah, I'm here. He said, never mind.
Happened?
I'm here.
Look, usually less than 1%. Now, I wonder why Christians build better societies, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's keep going. We want to pull up the slide here, moving right along. As countries
Bro, this
become
legit?
more
Like,
Christian,
they really
inbreeding
that inbred
declines.
Yes.
Right? We can see this
100%.
from church intervention in Spain, 20 to 30% post Reconquista. Catholic Church banned cousin marriages for commoners. Papal dispensations sold for royals. Italy, similar high rates in the medieval period. The church enforced bans over the century. France, high medieval. Canon law prohibited marriage within 4 degrees of relation. Modern Western Europe, it's not just the cultural norm, but let me tell you exactly how much of a cultural norm it is.
Look at him, he's
Even
sweating,
in European nations where marrying your first cousin is legal, they don't do it because of the ecclesiology. Isn't that wild? Africa shows the more Christians and less Muslim the societies become, the better they do. Let's just take a look at Nigeria. Okay, we can go down the list here. 50% Nigeria, 20 to 30% first cousin marriage. Isn't that crazy? Now let's move right on down. You can see South Africa, Muslim 1.5%, very low on to negligible in the national prevalence of cousin fucking. Whew. You can look at the list. It's pretty comprehensive. We can continue to go, right? The bottom 20 least productive sub-Saharan African countries. Wouldn't you know it? They're all Muslim. 99% Muslim in Somalia. Whew, very high. 60% first cousins. Anybody ever hear a joke about Somalian IQ? Let's look over at Niger. 99% Muslim. 60% cousin marriage. First cousin marriage. Let's take a look at Muslims. When we're taking a look at Malil, it's a 90% population. High cousin marriage. In other words, everywhere Islam goes, the IQ goes like this because they all are fucking their cousins. Not joking. Go over to the next slide, please. I want to show you this is a famous case. These are called the rat people of Pakistan. It's a condition known as microphalics. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I have no idea. And it's caused by excessive inbreeding. When's the last time you went to a European country and saw that? You don't see it. Inbreed, yeah. Now, hang on. Next slide, please. As we continue, let's just take a look here at the casual link between cousin humping and low IQ. Basically, there's increased homozygosity, I think that's how it's pronounced, for
I love it.
deleterious recessive
Andrew Wilson,
genes.
he's great.
And it is the strongest causal link for why the IQs are so low. Genetic risk. Inbreeding raises the chances of inheriting 2 copies of harmful recessive genes. Brain development impact. Harmful genes can impair neurodevelopment, reducing cognitive potential. IQ reduction evidence. First cousin offspring lose 3 to 4 points on average, and closer inbreeding can cause larger deficits. They've been at it for 1,400 years. Whew. Higher prevalence equals greater risk. Populations with widespread cousin marriage show more individuals with lower cognitive performance. Generational compounding over successful generations. Harmful genes accumulate. One of the big Muslim copes you'll hear from Daniel tonight. Well, it's only 1.5% for genetic problems for normal people who aren't having sex with their first cousin. Well, that's true. He says it only doubles to 3%. That's very low. No, it compounds. See, if you hump your first cousin and then those kids hump their first cousin and their kids are et cetera, et cetera, et cetera down the line, guess what happens to your IQ? Guess what? You'll never guess. Anybody got a guess? It goes down. The negative consequences of a low IQ. 80 IQ versus 100 IQ person. Income 50 to 70% lower. Welfare dependency 4 to 6 times higher. Literacy less than 10% at less than 85 IQ. Obesity up almost 2 times. Chronic disease up to almost 2.5 times. Life expectancy less than 70 IQ or 75 IQ, down 5 to 10 years. Why? Because, well, you might just look down the barrel of that shotgun when you're cleaning it. Moving over, arrests and incarcerations 3 to 8 times higher. Violent offenses 4 to 6 times higher. Teen pregnancy 3 times higher. Child neglect and abuse 3 to 7 times higher. Intergenerational poverty 4 to 6 times. Almost every study available
do you think
shows that IQ entering the low 80s,
hot
Muslim
seat,
countries, affects nearly every aspect of life in a negative way. Economic prospects,
that other guy,
criminality,
walked off the
mental,
stage
physical
already.
health, happiness metrics. and both at the
I
individual
would've
and
just
societal
been like,
level.
"All right, I'm
In
out."
fact, study shows that,
Dude, he
that when
put
a
a
country
big
has a
film
sub-90
together
IQ
too of
average,
like
they find it
why
difficult to have
Muslims
basic
are better
innovation,
off than Christians.
infrastructure, professional
And
class,
Andrew just
and other
fucking
basic needs of a
destroyed
functional
the whole
society. Is that
narrative
sounding
with just
familiar yet?
one avenue.
Now, here's the thing that's interesting. Modern societies don't require everyone to be a genius. Just look at me. But they do rely on a distribution of abilities, and you can see their roles below. 70 to 85, basic job, practical skills, routine labor. That's Islam. That's almost every Islamic nation, ladies and gentlemen, 70 to 85. Sometimes up to 2 standard deviations lower. Whew. 85 to 100 would be skilled labor administrative support, 100 to 115 professional middle management, 115 to 130 engineers, scientists, doctors, specialized roles, the things they desperately need that they get from us. 130 plus innovation, leadership, high-level problem solving. Next slide, please. Inbreeding itself over generations causes massively compounds that lead to negative consequences. And you can see the risk curve there. You see how the genetic defects increase every single generation. Moving over, I just want to point this out on the last slide. Islam took an ethnic people that were at the heart of being the top of civilization. And through generations of Islam and inbreeding has turned them into the lowest IQ, some of the stupidest people on planet Earth. Literally. You think I'm being mean. I'm not. They're literally some of the stupidest people on planet Earth. Everywhere Islam goes, inbreeding increases and societies become worse. Where Christianity goes, inbreeding decreases, so societies do better in almost every material way. Let's just point out here, as I wrap this up.
My leg is bothering me.
1 second. So it's clear here that my argument summarized, though this isn't its entirety, is that Islam creates huge societies with large swaths of people with IQs so collectively low, they would be considered developmentally challenged, borderline retarded here in the West. Not kidding. Due to this side effect, force doctrine becomes the order of the day. Because the technological difference in capabilities of each people group is so vastly different, think Apollo mission compared to Starship Enterprise, Islam must literally bank on the benevolence of Christians to not wipe them off the face of planet Earth. They are basically the feminists of the East, totally reliant on the goodwill and benevolence of global Christianity, not to just not exterminate them. Okay? And take their resources, always appealing to the mightier force for their existence and the benevolence of that very people group who Daniel today is arguing doesn't make better societies, which is a laughable proposition. Even absent the degeneracy of a people group must be able to competently defend itself or bank on the benevolence of the people group, which can. And almost everybody
Give them the people's bicep. Give them the people's bicep.
Imagine the irony here of arguing against the very Christians you find inadequate morally, yet bank on their moral benevolence to not wipe your low IQ fucking asses off the face of planet Earth.
Thank you.
You like that?
I like that.
Yeah. What, do you want to go an hour?
Yeah, I'm down for the hour run. My legs are bothering me, bro.
What do you got going on?
Just they're in that restless mode. I don't know why.
Restless leg syndrome.
Well, I have neuropathy, so I think that enhances it even more. Like, I gotta get moving around on my fucking legs. My legs, while I was sitting there, they were just jolting. But yeah, dude,
really?
that I had no idea. That's something I just found out, that they're inbred like that. I had no idea.
Yeah, no, that's why I love Andrew Wilson, because he does his research. He checks everything. And he will not put out bullshit like that. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, maybe we playing the next one for nothing but fucking audit videos, like Second Amendment.
Yeah, I'm down.
First Amendment. Actually, we'll do 2 different episodes. The next episode we'll do First Amendment audits, and then the second episode we'll do
Your Second Amendment.
audits.
Yeah. Hey guys, we were thinking about. I've been spitballing the idea, and I've been trying to convince Ninja to do it, but I think that maybe that we could try to do 2 days a week, but I don't know yet. This might be a little ways off, but we're talking about doing it, dude.
Even if it's for like another hour or just 2 hours in another day spot, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna show you Liberty Hangout. Have you ever watched her?
Not sure, maybe.
Liberty Hangout. She's really good. Caitlin Bennett. She's the one that did. She took her AR-15 to graduation at Kent State. Remember her?
Maybe.
Okay, so let me pull this up here. I'd click watch or whatever. You have to click, yeah.
On a public sidewalk.
Yeah, thank you for the question. To abolish ICE in this country. So my sign today actually is about how the left hates America.
We just hate you. Go away.
For you to go down there. Why do
Go
you?
somewhere else.
Why do you hate me?
Because you're annoying.
You're over here shouting at me. You know nothing about me. You don't know my name.
That have to have security like you do.
Yeah, why do you think I do have to have security?
Because you're an idiot. You look like a little elf. Please move along.
You want the cops for being on a public sidewalk.
Is he calling the cops?
Yeah.
I guess the guy that works at Abbey is going to call the cops.
Don't do that.
Did they tell you I have every right to be? Oh, he said go F yourself. What you are about to watch is what happens when a Democrat bar owner sees a Trump supporter have a dialogue in the public square. Meet Stephen Evans, the owner of Abbey Bar in DeLand, Florida, and a registered Democrat. Here is what led him to call the cops on me for being on a sidewalk, commit battery, and tell me to go F myself. I went out to the DeLand Fall Festival of the Arts this weekend with a sign that said, "The left hates America, change my mind." And as I was mid-conversation with a polite young man, the peanut gallery outside Abbey Bar started to heckle me. Thank you for the question. I believe that when they are proponents of being soft on crime and they want to abolish ICE in this country, I think that that harms our country. We deserve to have borders. We deserve to have people that don't come into the country legally deported. So when I go out to protest, sorry, I'm pretty sure he was like talking about me. When the liberals outside this bar realized their heckling wasn't going to stop our conversation, they decided to get in front of my camera and directly disrupt the interview instead. Describe the due process they are supposed to be getting.
They're supposed to have the ability to represent themselves in court, and we're just saying, hey.
Hi.
I'm just listening.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay.
Are you standing in front?
I'd like for you guys to move, just please.
A woman named Daphne Manning and her husband Trent, two more Democrats,
Yogi Bear.
claimed my
What's
little
up, buddy?
5'4" frame was blocking their booth from 6 or 7 feet away. But best of all, this wasn't even their booth. And even they proceed to block it and try to prevent people from seeing the artwork.
This is our booth and we paid to be here, so if you can just scoot that way.
Oh yeah, I think plenty of people can get in, yeah. Yeah,
So
they're good.
No, we can move.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
There's a big open space right down there.
Yeah, to be fair, you could have just asked us that without trying to stand in front of our
Right down
camera.
there.
Yeah, you could have done that. If you've watched me long enough, you'll know I don't let bullies get their way. Actually, I'm not moving. You're not going to treat me like that. Sir, if you want to continue the conversation, you can continue it with me. Look at her, Justin.
Stand here.
So is your name Harlow Manning?
No.
So you're blocking their booth.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Excuse me. No problem.
Why are you blocking their booth?
To be fair, no one was going in your booth, so no one actually wanted to go in your booth.
Down there, but you're just trying to cause controversy. There's a big open space right down there.
Yeah, so this is a public street. I wasn't blocking anything.
What's up, Yogi?
So I can be here.
Public for us too.
Yeah, great. So you could just walk away and go to no one in your booth. And even with 4 people in front of the booth, People still had plenty of room to get in. Just look at her husband's stunning artwork. Who wouldn't be lining up to see that?
I'm not going to. Bye. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're very mighty and brave for shutting down dialogue like that when no one was even trying to get in your booth. So my sign today actually is about how the left hates America. And one of the... he says...
You.
What?
We just hate you. Go away.
Like for you to go down there.
Why do you go somewhere else?
Why do you hate me?
Because you're annoying.
What's my name?
It's right there. It's open.
God.
No, tell me why I'm annoying and why you hate me. You don't even know my name. You don't know anything about me.
He hates America.
You're just
I do. I
trying
hate
to
America.
cause controversy.
He said, I do. I hate America.
It's
That's exactly. Changed my mind today. My mind is not being changed.
I don't want to. I just want you to go down there where you're not.
I want you to go down there. You go down there.
I paid to be right here.
Yeah. Well, guess what? I'm an American citizen. I have every right to be here.
Okay, congratulations.
Yeah, so I want you to move, actually.
Congratulations, he said.
Take your booth and go somewhere else.
Sit here. Yeah.
Did you pay for this position?
Yeah.
Then you have a right to move
I mean,
people.
it's fine.
Yeah.
If she wants to stay here, then I can stay here too. It's cool. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, you're not very busy in your booth, so I mean, if this is worth your time, then no one was blocking your booth, honey. No one wanted to go in your booth, I will say that.
And of course, in good old Caitlin Bennett style, I had to give the other bullies
She got
the
long
attention
hair.
they
Look at her
so
long her
badly
hair.
wanted.
So, who's over here in the peanut gallery? Is that you in the peanut gallery?
I don't consent to this contact.
What don't you consent to?
Leave me alone.
Yeah, you guys have been in the peanut gallery.
Veteran, a solid on his birthday and go away.
Haven't you been shouting at me from across the street?
No, he has.
Oh, you're the one that's in the peanut gallery. Well, now you've got my attention. I came over here to say hi. What would you like to say?
That you should read a book.
Yeah, what book should I read?
Lots of them. All of them. Any of them.
What's your favorite book?
You're not going to learn facts by watching the boob tube.
Okay.
Do you have an education? Do you have a degree?
No, I didn't go to school at all.
Oh, well, that explains it.
No, I didn't. I wasn't even homeschooled.
So you got
It's
your facts from
Caitlin
the
Bennett.
boob tube.
That's a Liberty
And mass
Hangout.
media. Well,
Yogi?
see, that's your problem right there.
I didn't go
On
to
YouTube?
school. I actually don't even
You don't
speak
know
English
facts.
very
Liberty
well.
Hangout.
History, you don't. I studied the Constitution for many years in the law.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually know facts.
Okay. So then, give me a fact here. What's my name?
It doesn't matter.
What's my name?
I don't know.
Yeah. What's my channel?
I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't
You're over
matter to
here
me.
shouting at me. You know nothing about me. You don't know my name. You don't know my channel.
Oh.
You don't know what I do for a living. And yet you're out here
You were
shouting at
weren't
me.
you kicked out of Lakeland for harassing them?
Yeah, you want to talk about
Yeah,
facts?
you were kicked out of Lakeland, weren't you?
You know, you like to
Stupid
read.
little
You should.
channel.
What? You should read the Attorney General.
You got kicked
You know
out.
what he should read, and maybe we can send it to you via your email because I know that's how you communicate with everybody. He should read the Attorney General's letter that put Julie Townsend and the Lakeland PD and all the public servants on notice that if they try to kick me out of a public, you know what a traditional public forum is? Do you know what that is? You're so smart. Come on.
I'm not.
You don't
here
know
to
what
be
it
grilled
is.
By an uneducated person. You don't know anything.
Yeah, what is a traditional public forum?
I don't care.
I thought you were so smart.
I don't know everything.
So if you knew what a traditional public forum was, you would know.
This is your motto.
I'm sorry, sir. What did you say?
This is your motto.
I make stuff up, yeah? Everybody, once they want to say something to me and I confront them and I give them the opportunity to speak to me because they so badly want to talk to me, they have nothing to say except insults, generalizations, and things that you're just assuming about me. You know nothing about me, yet you were sitting in the peanut gallery.
You're not educated. You self-admitted you
Yeah.
weren't educated.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
And you were gonna
I'm
sit
not gonna
there.
have an intelligent
Do
conversation.
you think what they did in Lakeland to me was okay?
People died for the Constitution.
Yeah.
And our current form of federal government is pissing on the Constitution illegally.
Okay. How
It's
so?
a criminal. They're a criminal organization in Washington right now. And the people that are educated
Kind of like
know that.
Antifa. Kind of like how Antifa is a criminal organization.
Charges back and forth. How about some questions?
Yeah.
If you remember my last viral video from DeLand, this is Paul, one of the last remaining Democrats who knows how to have a dialogue.
Blessings on you for doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you, sir. I
Yeah.
appreciate your time.
And someone that people in his party should strive to be more like.
How about some questions?
Yeah.
What do you think of current statements from the president's administration about Representative Green, that she's a traitor, and then 8 Democrats that they're traitors and that they should be executed? What do you think?
He
of that?
didn't say that they should be executed.
There was a word like that. They should be killed, executed.
No,
What was
he
the
didn't
exact
say
word?
that. He
What
said
was the
that
word
they.
he used? What was the
He
word
said
used?
that they should be charged with sedition.
Sedition. that
They
was
should
it.
be arrested and put on trial. And he said sedition can have a punishment up to death.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he did use the word death, but after
Yeah.
a trial, they should be put to trial. Okay. Do you think
I
that?
don't have to have security like you do
Yeah. Why do you think I do have to have security?
because you're an idiot.
Because I'm an idiot. Yeah. Usually
not gonna get us
idiots.
very far.
Usually idiots are the ones that are attacking
If
me.
you want to change minds, then less name calling.
Yeah, I didn't call him an idiot. He called me an idiot.
Yeah, on his part too.
I didn't call anyone an idiot. I haven't name
Okay.
called anyone here today. Paul.
I forget your exact words, but
Yeah.
some things that weren't particularly polite. So
You know what, Paul? I think you and I should sit down sometime, just you and I, one-on-one. I think we would have a wonderful conversation.
I would love that.
We have met
How's your day
Paul
look?
today.
You know what's great?
Amazing,
Ninja,
actually.
about doing this
I
on the
actually
street
love it when
now. You know
people
how
get
like
how does your
crazy
schedule
here
look?
today.
I'd be happy to talk
Like,
with you.
After
music in the background can get you demonetized.
These supposed
AI can just remove the
Constitution
music
lovers
now.
implore the owner
Even when
of
you
the
do.
bar, Steve Evans, to call the police to remove me
I
from a
finally got it
sidewalk.
set up on the Twitch to where
Trying to
when
kick
when
people
I
off a
upload
public
my
sidewalk.
VOD
Thank
after
you,
I'm done
Steve.
Streaming, it's automatically there.
Please.
No music.
Yeah. Well, you're saying by channel, but like when they're doing video and then it's on their video, they pump it through an AI and just remove the music.
Yeah.
So
Make them move along.
Yeah, let's get to a
make
place.
me
Watch
move
this.
along.
Watch this. Watch
Please
this.
move along.
Yeah, I'm on a public
This is make
sidewalk.
work. We don't need this, but if we
Yeah,
go to a
yeah,
different
yeah.
place, we can actually talk.
Yeah, well, we got to go home. We are on a time crunch.
Copeland face in mine for too long. You look like a little elf. Please move along.
Thank you for studying the way that I, what'd she say? What'd she say? Something about Trump being a dumbass? There's a lot of nice people in this town. In DeLand, Florida, there's a lot of nice people.
You want
Calling
to
the cops
dialogue?
for being on a public sidewalk.
Is he calling the cops?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I guess
all makes
the
sense
guy
after
that
this,
works
watch.
at Abby
Abby.
is going to call the cops for whatever reason
For being on a public sidewalk.
for being on a public sidewalk.
Good.
So
I'm trying to encourage you to move forward.
Good. He should call the cops.
So
good, they should call the cops, sir. Well, I can't leave because then I would be fleeing the scene of a crime of being in public. But this is what we do. This is part of my First Amendment auditing. Paul, here, you're a good sport.
And here's what Steve, the fascist, did next after the police and apparently the fire department gave him the bad news that I can't be kicked off the sidewalk.
So he called the cops on me. My husband informed him after he told me to get out of here that it's a public sidewalk. I'm allowed to be here. So what'd they say?
Don't do that.
Did they tell you I have every right to be here? Oh, he said, go F yourself. Okay. Yeah.
Sounds like disorderly conduct,
Yeah.
breaking the law.
I know. I just grabbed my stuff like that. That's public disruption. Anyway. Thank you to the police for knowing my rights. I think all the police officers in the state of Florida probably know by now that if they get a call that Caitlin Bennett is on a public sidewalk, I'm allowed to be here. So to the DeLand Police Department, thank you very much. Appreciate your respect of my rights. And that guy's gonna have a bad day. He's probably not gonna be able to sleep at night knowing that he didn't win.
Fascists like Steve and his friends think that they can weaponize the police to punish people with different opinions, but learned today that they're not bigger than the First Amendment. And I talked to a lot of conservatives in DeLand that I'm sure would be appalled to see how he treats Trump-supporting women.
Can I just say hello?
Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Are you right here? Oh, beautiful. What a
Keep up the
beautiful
good work,
story. Thank
honey.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
For contrast, let's take a look at what Steve does welcome at his bar. The Abbey Bar routinely hosts drag bingo nights laden with sexual performances and stripping from men dressed as women. Some videos I came across were so explicit that I can't put them here on YouTube. Man-on-man action? 100% welcome at Steve's Abbey Bar. But me, a little girl standing on the sidewalk with a different opinion, lock her up. This is the left in 2025, and exactly why I went out with this sign arguing that the left hates America. Instead of changing my mind, they proved me right. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to see my interviews from this weekend. Here's a little sneak peek.
What do you think of President Trump?
Yeah. I think he's doing a great job. But anyway.
Now I gotta go. Gotta go.
Okay.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
He's letting Ukraine die. He was going to end the war before he was elected president. He was going to end the war in one day. He's the biggest flaming liar you've ever had.
And as always, go to patreon.com/Caitlin Bennett to directly support my work and keep me safe from deranged left.
They don't know the history of our presidency.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you definitely got to give her a sub, dude. She's good, dude. You'll have a lot of fun.
Let's get her on a show, on an episode.
I can reach out. She's like high, top tier though. Like her and do you know Adam Francisco?
I don't know people by names.
Okay, well, Adam Francisco, he's a Mexican immigrant, came to the U.S. legally, and he's out there with MAGA hat on, and he sometimes pairs up with her. Pretty good.
No shit.
Yeah, we'll go over it. We'll do it another day. We'll wrap it up. Ninja's got a sick wife that he's got to take care of. His kids he's got to take care of. So we're gonna have to cut it short, guys. Unfortunately, but that'll just give me maybe a position to go play some hunt or something. But I appreciate you coming on, Ninja. I know that it's probably tough for you to get on here, but appreciate
absolutely. It. Glad I was able to get a little bit in.
Right on, brother.
I'm gonna put the outro.
We can't wait. Can we raid yet? Is that a thing yet?
I don't know.
When is it? We gotta try to raid again. We gotta do it until we can't, right? Let's see. Let's go. I'm gonna give you a name. Talk shows and podcasts. Let's find liberal. Oh no, we're gonna go our politics, right? Yeah. Politics. There it is. Found it. Okay. There's a Republican on there talking, but we should probably do the blue hairs, right?
Uh-huh.
You just bust ass? Heard that.
Uh-uh.
Human rights activism. Or no.
Put something on for your sister, boys. Where's she at?
Trying to look at the. I think this person is. Oh, I love this guy's hat. I love this guy's hat. Let's just ready. Super duper vision. Super duper vision.
Oh,
don't
we're
pull
able to raid. We're able to raid.
We are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to raid later, y'all.